Welcome to Algebra Prep Academy. The lesson for today is solving system of equations by graphing method given in standard form. There are three types of solutions: one solution, no solution, and infinite solutions. One solution will have different slope and a different y-intercept, while no solution will have the same slope but different y-intercept, while infinite solutions have same slope and same y-intercept. The graph for one solution will have two lines that intersect at one point on the graph, while the graph for no solution will have two parallel lines that will never intersect. Whilst lastly, the graph for infinite solutions will have two lines that lay on top of each other.
Example 1. Negative 2x plus y equals 2 and negative x plus y equals negative 1. Step 1 is go from standard form and change it to slope-intercept form. The equation for standard form is ax plus by equals c, and the equation for slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. You add 2x to both sides to get y by itself. Y equals 2x plus 2. Then, for the second equation, you add x to both sides to get y by itself. Y equals x minus 1. Step 2, find slope and y-intercept. In the slope equation, m is slope and b is the y-intercept. For equation 1, the slope is 2 over 1 and the y-intercept 2. For the second equation, the slope is 1 over 1 and the y-intercept is negative 1.
Step 3 is to graph. Make units on your graph. Now you want to plot the y-intercept of the first line, which is 2. Take the slope of 2 over 1 and graph the rest of the line. Next, you want to plot your y-intercept of your second line, which is negative 1. Take your slope of 1 over 1 and graph the rest of the line. Find the point in which both lines intersect, and that should be your answer. To check this answer, we go to step 4, which is the check step. We use the x and y coordinates that we got from our graph before in step 3. We plug in our x and y coordinates, and x is negative 3 and y is negative 4 into our original equations from our system of equations. After solving, if both our answers are equal to each other, that means our solution is correct, and in this case, negative 3 and negative 4 is our correct answer. Example 2. 6x plus 3y equals 3 and 20x plus 10y equals 10. Step 1 is to simplify. We simplify the first equation by dividing by 3 and we get 2x plus y equals 1. We simplify our second equation by dividing by 10 and we get 2x plus y equals 1. Step 2 is changing from standard form into slope-intercept form. We change the first equation by subtracting 2x from both sides and we get y equals negative 2x plus 1. We change the second equation by subtracting 2x from both sides and we get y equals negative 2x plus 1. Step 3 is to find the slope and the y-intercept. The slope of the first line is negative 2 over 1 and the y-intercept is 1. The slope of the second line is negative 2 over 1 and the y-intercept is 1. Step 4 is to graph. After marking your graph, you're going to want to plot your y-intercept of the first equation, which is 1. Next, you're going to want to plot your points of the negative 2 over 1 slope. Now to start the second line, you're going to graph your y-intercept of 1 and your slope of negative 2 over 1. After graphing both these lines, you notice that both lines lay on top of each other. This means that all points are intersecting and there are infinite solutions. Step 5 is the check step. For this system of equations with infinite solutions, you're going to pick any point from the line. You plug this point into your original equation and you solve. If your answers are equal to each other, then the point is correct. Example 3. 3x minus 2y equals negative 6 and 3x minus 2y equals negative 2. Step 1 is to change from standard form to slope-intercept form. For the first equation, you subtract negative 3x from both sides. Next, you divide by negative 2. Your final equation is y equals 3 over 2x plus 3. Then for your next equation, you subtract 3x from both sides, divide by negative 2, and your final equation is y equals 3 over 2x plus 1. Step 2 is to find the y-intercept and the slope. The y-intercept for the first line is 3 and the slope is 3 over 2. The y-intercept for the second line is 1 and the slope is 3 over 2. We can take note that since they have the same slope but different y-intercepts, that the lines will be parallel. Step 4 is to graph. After marking your graph, you plot the first y-intercept of 3 and your slope of 3 over 2 for the first equation. For the second equation, you mark your y-intercept of 1 and your slope of 3 over 2. Because the lines are parallel, they never intersect, meaning that this system of equations has no solutions. The next step would be the check step, but because the lines never intersect, there are no points to be checking. There are no solutions to the system of equations. Thank you for watching.